Welcome to Lit Mode. Hope you all are doing good. In this video, we are going to discuss about all those myths which has erupted due to RBI Grade B final result, and not only final result but the scorecards. After that, a whole kind of hullabaloo has been created in the mind of aspirants, and they are very pessimistic about descriptive English, interview, and whole process of RBI hiring. So we will discuss all those myths in this video, and I will utilize at least 1 dozen scorecard to justify why all those myths are even relevant or not. So let's discuss the content for this video. So myths regarding RBI Grade B 2019 final result are mainly this. First one is scoring criteria was rigid in descriptive English, yes or not. Second was regarding interview. Okay, so in interview what we saw that many students scored in single digit. Yes, you are listening right, from 1 mark to 10 mark. And apart from that, we also saw few scores with interview score 47 and 45. So why this happened, we will also deep dive and get back the data for all of you, because we have talked to more than 20 aspirants who have appeared for interview. So these data will help you to figure out how you have to prepare for 2020 or 2021 RBI Grade B. Coming to the third myth, so here you can see EWS cutoff was less than SC cutoff. So how come it is possible? So we will also crunch the data for you, like why this happened. As you can see here also, EWS vacancy was 15 out of 156. Fourth myth, like finance and management was the most scoring area, like IPL is going, so it was the Sharjah for all the aspirants, because there you have short boundaries and you can hit sixes. Similarly, in finance and management, people scored more comparatively of descriptive English and economics and social issues paper. So F&M was paper 3. Now after all these myths, there should be a conclusion, like what should be the RBI Grade B strategy ahead for 2020 or 2021. Okay, so whatever input we have, there are high chances that there will be RBI Grade B vacancy in next 1 month. Yes, you are listening right. There is very high chance that RBI Grade B vacancy will be there in next 1 month, and NABARD Grade A result will be declared very soon. So in this video, we will cover all these points, and all these points will be justified through scorecards, using scorecards, and through our talks with several aspirants across the time. That's why it took more time to upload this video, to create this video, because we didn't want to just tell you anything. We want to tell over fact and figures. So let's move. And you would be thinking like, why this Harshad Mehta thing is here. See, this whole RBI Grade B exam seems like a risk for aspirants nowadays. Means they are thinking like, risk hai to isk hai. So yeah, RBI Grade B exam is risky, a bit risky, but whenever there is risk, there is risk. So risk is attached with love. That's why it's here. Apart from that, we did a survey over our YouTube channel. So what we asked, like which section was RBI Grade B 2019 dream breaker for you? So the maximum 29% people said that descriptive English was the dream breaker for them. On the second, there was a tie between interview and GA phase 1. Okay, and at the third place was finance and management. So there is a good news. We have our descriptive English course running, where you will get 1 test each in November, December and January, 3 tests, and that will be checked. So you have enough time till the mains, like mains will be there in February 2021. So you have enough time to score more in descriptive English, and yes, this year students have scored more than 75 plus mark also. For GA phase 1, as you already know, we are there, and ESI FOM also we have launched our courses, and the focus is more on ESI FM, because in ESI the current topic weightage is 80% in phase 2, and in finance and management, if we segregate it into 2 parts, then finance has 50% weightage of current and management is totally static. But yes, in management you have to do a lot of googling and mind boggling from TN Chabra and several books. So we have done that for you as well. So that's the survey thing. So descriptive, interview, GA phase 1, FOM, these are the pain point for the aspirants. So let's move. So first let's discuss about the cutoff, like what's the cutoff this year. Okay, so talking about the cutoff this year, the cutoff was, as you can see over here, the cutoff was 193.25 for general and EWS for appearing in an interview. But to get the final selection, the final cutoff was 238.25 for final phase and 197 for EWS. And similarly for OBC, SC, ST, this was the cutoff. So earlier also we mentioned, like our guesswork was that the cutoff will be somewhere around 200. So it was 193.25 and final cutoff is 238 point something. So this was our prediction and that has came true as well. So here the important fact is, you have to notice that the gap between general score is around 45 marks. Okay, so here the gap is 45 marks and in EWS the gap is only 4 mark. So those aspirants who have scored 200 marks from EWS category, they are finally selected. But those who are from general and have scored even 200, so they need 40 marks to get the final selection. So that's the trick here. So for general category, you have 40% seats only, so you have to fight hard this year as well. That's a fact. Coming to OBC, again OBC cutoff was 215 and SC cutoff was 206, which is again considerable, and the difference between the interview and final cutoff for interview appearance is around 27 marks for OBC and for SC also 35 marks. So if you are getting an interview call, that's not enough for the final selection. You need at least this much mark, 27 for SC, 35 for OBC and 40 for general to get the final selection. So you need to focus more on mains. So what is the conclusion from here? You need to score more in the mains so that interview becomes a formality. But in the case, it doesn't happen. So you have to be prepared for the interview as well. And this year, what happened in interview, we will discuss that later in this video. So stay tuned. And if you are liking this video, then do go to the like button and click a like and come back. So yes, you can see the number of seats in the last decade, how it has varied from 70 to around 150. So this year also we are hoping that there will be 150 plus vacancies. So moving forward, I have taken 3 cases. So first guy, he scored 70% overall. Okay, so 70% overall means in ESI, in FOM, in descriptive, he has scored 70 plus throughout, and he got out of 350 around 240 marks and cleared the exam. Okay, so later on you can see another aspirant, he scored good in interview but performed very bad in descriptive English and he failed. Yes, he failed. And the third guy, he scored 220 in mains but got only 9 marks in interview and he failed miserably because the cutoff was 238.25. and these 3 people are real. Okay, so I will not disclose the name, but you can see from the face, this guy is very much into depression. This guy is smiling a bit because he have to improve only in English, and this guy is smiling like hell because he has got more than 250 marks and is going to be a RBI officer. So I will also show you the scorecard of these 3 guys later on in this video, so stay tuned. So first myth was scoring criteria was rigid in descriptive English. Okay, so before going into that, let me tell you that in descriptive English you have 100 marks in 90 minutes. Okay, so paper 2 is English. So lots of aspirants were getting confused. So yes, from the notification you can clearly see, like paper 1 was ESI, paper 2 was English, paper 3 was FOM. So 90 minutes, 100 marks for descriptive English. So what happened? Many aspirants scored in the range of 65 to 75. Okay, many students also scored 50 to 60. So these students are not selected, most of them, and these students are in. Why? Because the paper pattern was general in the nature. Last year the essay topics were very general, okay, like stress management and something like that. So what happened, people got very less marks because there was a generalization from RBI. Yes, RBI has not given too much marks this year. I have seen maximum 77 78 marks. Okay, so yes, people have got more than 75, but yes, maximum people have got 65 to 75. So you can get 75 also, but people have scored 50 60 marks also. So there is a generalization in descriptive English this year because the paper level was very generic and the topics were easier. When the topics are hard, then the cutoff is also high, because if the paper is tough, then the scoring also increases. Now, why students scored very less? Because they have very less practice in descriptive English. First point, they practice very less, because typing on a keyboard is altogether a different task. Second point is time limit. So I have talked to many people who just left 2-3 questions in comprehension, and one comprehension question is of 6 marks. So you are attempting 70-80 marks of paper, and how you are thinking like you will get 70-80 marks? No, if you are attempting 100 marks, then only you can get 75-80. If you are attempting 80-90 marks, then you will get eventually 50-60 marks. So you have to respect the time limit and you have to practice hard at your home. Basics were unclear. Again, you have to respect grammar, punctuation, and how to formulate a essay. Apart from that, how to write a perfect précis, what should be the heading of the précis, how to select a précis heading, because that altogether carries 5 marks. So eventually these basic concepts cost very huge marks. Okay, so these mistakes should not be there, and for this you can check out our descriptive English course in the description box below this video, and you should enroll fast, because that will help you gain advantage if you are going to appear in the mains later on in January or February. So you have 3-4 months to improve your descriptive. So descriptive is not a 1 day or 1 week process. It's a long term process. It will take months, at least 1, 2, 3 months. So start early so that you can get the insight. And we have few content on free also in YouTube. So go for essay writing, go for précis writing video, watch these videos. So you will see the quality, and if you like this quality, do enroll for our descriptive course. Moving forward, the second myth, interview score varied from 1 to 47 marks. So yes, this myth was also correct. Interview score was also 1 mark, also 47 mark. So we talked to several aspirants and came to a conclusion that yes, why people got less marks. So we will come on to that. And as you can see here in the pie chart, in interview you have 50 marks, and in phase 2 you have 300 marks. So out of 350 you have 50 marks in interview. So that was a dream breaker for many of you. Okay, so why this happened this year, that many students scored very less? So what we concluded, that there are three, four points actually. First point was that RBI changed a managerial board at the top level. So first point, managerial board was changed, and their criteria was a typical like corporate company. Okay, so when you go to a IT company or a consultant company, so they either select you or reject you. They are not going to get a middle way like IBPS or RRB does, that they give you 60% mark on an average. Everybody gets 60% mark. But this year what happened, RBI either gave less than 10 marks or more than 40 marks, not something in mid. Very few people got 30 mark, 25 mark, but most of them got either 40 plus or 10 or less than that. So it was yes or no game. First point. Second point was that they asked very conceptual and case study based questions. Like one aspirant was asked, like, you know about IL&FS crisis? So he said yes. So the next question was, how you could have saved IL&FS from a crisis if you were in IL&FS at the top of the corporate hierarchy. So if you are succumbing to answer that question, you will get less than 10 marks. Yes, out of 10 questions, if you are answering 9 questions and in one question you are not able to satisfy the board, they will give you 8 mark, 9 mark, 10 mark, even 1 mark. So that's a point. Okay, so they asked the Yes Bank crisis, PMC crisis, apart from that also ILFS crisis, Lehman crisis, apart from that case scenario. Okay, so such kind of questions were asked. So experienced bankers were grilled more, freshers were less grilled, so that was also a point. And those who argumented with the board, like this is true, you are not saying right, so they also got single digit score. So you have not to do argument with board. If you not know the answer, just say no and move on. It's not a fight. So many people argumented. The basic understandability was also checked. So if you know about anything, how you will approach that. So basically they want application, they want practicality, they want just don't want ratification. Okay, apart from that, one guy was also asked like tell me what is nominal GDP, what is real GDP, just give me a real example. So if you are able to convey, if you are able to communicate, then they will give you good marks. Otherwise, again, 8 marks, 9 marks, 6 marks. So they are also checking confidence. If you don't know the answer, say no. The communication skill, eye contact should also be there. And at last, few aspirants told that there was some bias. So I can't comment over that, but yes, few aspirants also told that there was some bias. That's why we failed. So my analysis is they were looking for those people who are more mature, how they will approach in a pressure situation. And there were some questions which they have benchmarked in such a way that if you are answering those questions only, then you will get good marks. Like I have talked to many aspirants who were asked 10 to 12 questions. They answered 90% questions correctly, satisfied. But 10% questions, means 1-2 questions, they failed to answer and unable to satisfy, and they got single digit marks. Okay, so they got single digit marks. So that was the case in this year interview. Later on, next year we can see something different, but yes, prepare for the worst. And our interview preparation batch will be also there if you clear mains. So do go to our description box and check our email ID. And if you go to the interview stage, we will definitely guide you learning from this year's experiences. And the good news is many people who got single digit score also, we are able to clear. Like if EWS score is 200, interview is a formality, because in phase 2 and interview there is no sectional cutoff. Yes, you are listening right. In phase 2 and RBI grade B final interview, there is no sectional cutoff. So if you are general category, you are getting 240 in mains, so you are getting a job. If you are EWS, getting 200. If you getting 1 mark also in interview, you will get a job. And yes, this year this has also happened. Many students scoring 1 mark have cleared this exam. So in 2017 we saw people scoring 0 mark in maths becoming PO at SBI. This year we have saw many people scoring 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, getting selected as RBI grade B manager. But they are not weak. They are not weak. They have scored good in descriptive, they have scored good in ESI, they are good in FOM. So they are good managers. It's nothing like that they are poor candidate, they are good enough. Okay, so congratulations to all those who have qualified. So this was the second myth about interview. I hope I have cleared all your doubts regarding interview. Still, if you have any doubt, you can mail us at the email ID given into the description box below. Okay, so let's move to the third myth. So yeah, that's again a very important myth. Many people asked us, like, sir, how come SC cutoff is more than EWS cutoff? How come it's possible? So the answer is, my dear friends, it's nothing but demand and supply. Okay, so if you are a student of economics, or if you know basic unit economics, you should know demand supply theory. And in demand supply theory, there was 15 seats which was supplied from RBI and the demand was less. That's why the cutoff was also less. Okay, pretty clear. And when you saw at phase 2 level that the cutoff of general and EWS was same, because at that time the segregation is not done. Final segregation is done at the final merit list. What happens at final merit list? If a guy from OBC, SC, ST or EWS is getting the general category number, okay, so if one EWS guy is getting 194 in mains and 45 marks in interview, he will get a seat of general. Similarly for OBC or SC, ST. So when the final merit list is created, then many students from reserved quota get seat in general. So it's not 40%, it gets reduced for general category. So that's why we see a declination in the final cutoff, and the EWS final cutoff was around 197 marks. Okay, so I think you have got the funda why this happened, only 4 mark difference. And here you can also see, like earlier in UPSC there was a case which went to Supreme Court also. So people from reserve categories also filed a case that EWS cutoff was low from SC, ST and OBC also in UPSC, last UPSC means 2020. So that case was rejected by Supreme Court, and they said that there is nothing wrong with cutoff, and UPSC also cleared, and they came with facts and figures as well. So apart from that, you can also see last year in SBI there was SBI Junior Associate paper. Okay, so SBI Junior Associate paper. So general cutoff you can see 61.25 and EWS cutoff was 28.5. So again, demand and supply game. Like say in UP, the general category population is 20%. But in a state like Tamil Nadu, the general category population is 10%. So it's like demand and supply is equal. Okay. So many people from Tamil Nadu also live in US. So you can see that if somebody is the upper class population is 10%, but those who are EWS in upper class are very less. That's why you are seeing this cutoff. So MK Stalin, the politician from opposition, also tweeted against this and said this Brahminism and something like that, because in Tamil Nadu the Dravidian politics is what's happening from decades. So this is nothing but just the demand supply game, because in many states like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, the general category population is 50%, but in many states like northeastern states, Tamil Nadu, the general category people are less than this 10%. So in few states you will see EWS cutoff more, in few states less, because that's all about demand supply, nothing more, nothing less. So what is the current definition of EWS? So if you are from general category and want to get a certificate under EWS, you need to meet these 5-6 criteria. The first is 8 lakh per annum. You should be less than 8 lakhs per annum. Your family income should be less than that. Your family must not own 5 acres of agricultural land. Residential flat area should be below 1000 square feet, and you should not have any plot of 100 square yard plus in municipal sector and 200 square yard plus in a non-unified municipality sector. So see, if 100 people are in general category, not more than let's say 5 people will satisfy this criteria. That's why in any state very less people are applying for EWS category, and you are seeing this much low cutoff. So this scheme, the benefit of this scheme is going to those who are deserving, not like other categories in which you see like there is nothing like this. Okay, so if you are the son of politician also, you got the reserve quota, but to get EWS category you need to fulfill these criteria, and these criteria are tough to fulfill. Okay, and this should be duly signed by DM or something from district authority, so that's tough to get as well. So that's why we are seeing very less people applying from EWS, and hence the less cutoff. Again here you can see article from The Print. So I have took this snapshot. So here you can see whatever I have mentioned. If you want to read, so you can read this. So whatever it has been written in this slide. Moving forward after EWS, so yes, there is again a point. Apart from RBI grade B general, there are 2 more vacancies for grade B. One is DSIM for a statistics guy. So here you can see the EWS cutoff was not less than SC. SC cutoff was 186, EWS cutoff was 188. So here the demand supply was different. Getting my point? Again for DEPR, for economics guy, here you can see the OBC cutoff was less than EWS. So that's all about demand supply. Everywhere it will not work. So maybe in DSIM and DEPR, the EWS people were more compared to the number of vacancies available there. Okay, so that's the crux. It's not a thumb rule that the SC cutoff will be always greater than EWS cutoff. So there is no need to create panic or something like that. So you can see there was a comment from an aspirant on our YouTube channel that my name is this, I got 207 in phase 2 but only 10 marks in interview. It was my second interview and last time I got 33. So yeah, last time got 33 in 2018 and this year in 2019 got only 10 marks. Okay, I was shocked when I saw the results. Despite the fact the interview went horribly wrong for me, I was still expecting more than 20. Okay, so what happened? Definitely I also can anticipate. Situational questions were asked and in few questions people got tired, they were a little bit in tension and that's why they were expecting less mark, but still more than 20, but what they got 10 marks and finally succumbed. So lesson was get rest before the interview and interact properly with people who are preparing. Preparation done in isolation would get you through phase 2 but interview would be a nightmare. So what he mean by isolation? Basically you have to interact, you have to talk. On one point there are multiple theories, multiple viewpoints, so you have to get multiple viewpoints and you have to make your viewpoint. Just don't read the editorials and make a clear understanding that yes, this will happen. No, interact with people, watch multiple videos either from our channel or any IS channel or Rajya Sabha channel, like on any crisis what should be the answer to that crisis and something like that. Okay, so get the proper rest also. And after the result, many aspirants were also saying that yes, whatever happened, it was Ram Bharose and like ये भी ठीक है, अगली साल देखेंगे. And people down from south are requesting us to create more and more videos in English. So we are creating our content in English. Do like and subscribe us. People from Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Telangana, if you are liking our English videos. Now coming to scorecards. So one scorecard, so there is couple of scorecard in front of you. So this guy got 71 marks in ESI, 58 marks in descriptive, 72 marks in FOM, total 202 in men's, 37 in interview, and finally got the job because of 239 marks and the cutoff was 238. This guy got 56 in ESI, 74 in descriptive, good mark, 82 in FOM, total mark 213.25. The difference between these two guys is more than 11 marks in phase 2. But what happened in phase 3? Got only 10 marks and 223 final and was rejected by RBI. If he would have got more marks, around 15 marks more in interview, so he would have cleared the final cutoff and got a job at RBI. So where he could have improved in this ESI also, because you can see this guy has scored 72 marks and this guy has scored 56 marks. So the scope of improvement is here. Apart from that, you can see descriptive scored good, FOM good, and in interview, yes, in interview the same situation happened and he got unfortunately 10 marks and failed to clear the final exam. So from here you can learn that yes, you have to make sure that either from mains you get 240 marks, which is tough to get but still doable. I know means you have failed, you are broken, you would be feeling like somebody have thrown you from 24th floor, but that doesn't mean that you should leave, you should quit the preparation. Okay, you have to collect yourself, recollect yourself and again throw you in the preparation. It's hard, I believe it's hard, but it's doable and you have to do it. Okay, I am telling you all from my experience as well. Moving forward, so interview is again yes or no game. So if possible, make sure that you get at least 75%, 75 marks each in phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. That way you will reach to 225, 230 and then you can get 10 marks in interview and you will be through. But again, interview is very important, so you can't leave that and you have to be ready for interview. So moving forward, there are 3 aspirants again. So scorecards of 3 aspirants is going to be in front of you. First aspirant got 257 marks, cleared the exam. So you can see the scores also. Second aspirant got 257 marks, again cleared. third aspirant got 278 marks and again cleared. So 278 marks. I think the topper also. And you can see like this guy got 87, 76, 67.5. So FOM was the last myth. FOM was the Sharjah. So yes, that was the Sharjah. People are scoring 80 plus marks in FOM. Why? Because 75% of the paper is static in nature and 25% is current based, which is doable if you opt for any good newspaper or to our course as well. So you can see here people have scored 80 plus easily in the FOM. Apart from that, in phase 2 you can see 63, 66 and 76 in descriptive. So yes, this guy also scored 76 in descriptive English. So in English also you can get 75 plus marks if you have done your homework and you are not doing silly mistakes in the exam. ESI 75.5, 70, 67.5. So yes, people got 75 plus marks, but yes, 65 plus was also doable. So you can see from here that 75 plus in each section is doable. It's not impossible, and all these people have got selected in the RBI grade B as managers. So RBI grade B 2020 exam, people are asking when it will happen. So most probably phase 1 will be in January and phase 2 will be in February, as we have some internal inputs from our sources, and the notification can be seen in November end or December first half. Moving forward, you can see here again the same case, like people who are scoring 70% in overall are getting selected. Descriptive can make your dream hard, and interview is again going to be dream breaker. So again 3 scorecards for you, aspirant 4, 5 and 6. So here I will try to justify the last slide. So here you see like this guy. Okay, so overall you will see 78 marks, 71 marks, 78 marks, 28 marks. So overall the consistency was 70% plus, and this aspirant 4 got selection of 255 final score, got selected. This guy got 66, 75, 40, but still after getting 14 interview was rejected. Why? Because of descriptive. You can see in paper 2 descriptive 52 marks only. So descriptive is a dream breaker. Do start working on descriptive from now on. Okay, descriptive can be dream breaker because 75, 67 is a good score, 40 is an extremely good score, but 52 is not good. And this guy failed to solve comprehension question. Okay, so left a couple of 2 or 3 questions of comprehension, and that's why if you will attempt 70-80 marks, then how you are going to get 70-80 marks? You will get eventually 50-60 marks, and missing cutoff by only 5 marks is very disheartening. So feeling sorry for that guy as well. Aspirant 6, so here you can see in finance and management 78, descriptive 68, ESI 54 and interview 10 marks. So interview was the dream breaker here after scoring 200 marks in phase 2. So final mark is 210 only. If the interview score of 40 was here, so if I add 200 plus 40, so it's 240. So this guy also could have been RBI manager. But all these hit and trial probability permutation combinations should stop, and you should focus more on your phase 2 preparation and interview as well from now onwards. So what you should expect in RBI 2020? So yes, you should expect the cutoff should be more and less same. If the paper level is same, so again you will see the cutoff around 190 to 200, and again the final cutoff will be around 240. So you should plan a strategy such that you get 80% marks either from phase 2, or you should do parallel strategy and you should gain the input in such a way that you score high in interview. Okay, so how to score high in interview, we will definitely guide you from our experiences. And one more thing, if you are preparing only for RBI grade B, so that's good, but keeping all your eggs in one basket is not always right. So try to focus on other exams also, mainly SEBI, NABARD, SBI and NHB. So SEBI is a wonderful opportunity in front of you, so do go for it. Now you can see few questions from finance of last year. So the questions were directly from microfinance institution, GDP based, and what doesn't comes under GST. So the paper was a little bit on easier side. That's why I am saying that people scored 80, 85 plus marks. Okay, so you would be thinking, why should you subscribe late? So see, I have talked to multiple aspirants, and what they have complained is that they are getting too much content. Okay, so that much content is not enough, because people are working somewhere in PSBs, in IT company, in any private company, so they are getting 3-4 hours only. So how they can get 1,000 pages PDF covered in 3-4 hours? Okay, so that's why our content is very relevant and exam focused. And in ESI, our content is very current focused. So in ESI you will find that we have focused on current topics, because 80% topics are current in phase 2 ESI paper. Again, for descriptive English we have our 3 mocks ready, so you can go to the descriptive section. Okay, so you can go to the description section of this video and you will find a link. So go to that description link and try to enroll. So just check the free content available from ESI section, FOM and descriptive test. If you find the content good, then only subscribe us. Okay, so if you don't find our content good, don't subscribe us. And yeah, for GA phase 1 also we have our impact PDF in place, and our full GA course is also running. So go and check our courses from the description section and try that content, go through that content, then decide whether you have to subscribe or not. Moving forward, so yes, that's what I am trying to convey from here. You can check the reviews also of ours on the internet, and we always believe in quality over quantity. So you can go to our website and check the courses. So we have a combo course also running for RBI and SEBI, and there is RBI grade B full course also running, so you can select between both of them. If you have any doubt, you can WhatsApp also at this number. So we are there to solve your query within hour, and you can WhatsApp at this number. You can't call on this number, but yes, WhatsApp is open, so WhatsApp on this number. So here you can see the content for RBI grade B full course, the GA for phase 1, ESI static plus current, finance static plus current, management full content, and English descriptive. So these were the pain points also, FOM, descriptive English, and GA. So whatever course we have created, that has been created after taking the valid feedback from you, from aspirants. Okay, so it's not that we have created anything and just selling you like hell. We have created all those relative content only after analyzing the last 3-year paper and taking the feedback from you people. These are again few courses which you can go to the website and check it out. So if you want only phase 1 GA, so it's also running. Here you get MCQs, videos, as well as PDFs. So check description for details, and if you have any doubt, do mail us at hi@litmode.in. So do mail us at hi@litmode.in for any doubt if you have. I am eager to solve your problem at that mail ID. Okay, so we have also saw that many people have bought other courses which are there in the market, but because of a very poor content delivery, very poor video quality, they are not studying from there even after spending 15,000, 20,000. Another complaint from students are like the content is very huge and bulky, which is very hard to consume. Like summary sheets are also of 10 and 20 and 100 pages. So they are also opting for our course, and because they are not satisfied from anywhere else. So our course is also affordable. So let me reveal the course price. So the price is 10,000, but currently it's on 50% discount, and the price of the course is 50,100 only, and that's inclusive of GST. So once the notification comes, it may go to again 10,000. So this may be invalid by that time. So go now and subscribe the course. Here you will get GA plus ESI plus FOM, MCQs, PDF, video, everything plus descriptive English. Okay, so you will get everything over here: ESI, FOM, descriptive English, GA, and you can go and check in the description, and you can see our videos MCQs, PDFs. Only subscribe if you like the content. Nothing more, nothing less. So that's all from my side, and thank you for watching this video. And to check out the strategy, go to the I button left hand side at the top of the button and check the strategy video for RBI Grade B 2020. Okay, and if you have liked the video, do click the like button and do click the subscribe button to get informative videos like this in near future. And if you like my research and hard work, then do share this video with all your friends who are preparing for RBI or going to prepare for RBI in near future. So don't hesitate, help us grow and stay happy. So thank you for watching the video, and God bless you all.